And welcome to the weekly share of the Zera Shimshon, Zech Tzadik Kodesh Avracha. Today's Chav Beis Shvat. And Yetz Hashem be it's also the Rosh Yeshiva of Manchester, of Yehuda Zev Segel. His Yartzeit is today, and is most famous for introducing the Seder of Lashon Hora to halachas a day. And everybody should know that. That's very misuguf to do for a lot of Yeshuas. So, and a lot of people do all kinds of other Yeshuas and skulas. But this is a pretty practical one, and it's halachic as well. So anyway, I wanted to just share a short vart here from the, it's really, I looked at the whole Ois Daled from the Zera Shimshon, and I wanted to shorten it as much as possible because it's very long and complicated. So this is the most important concept of this piece. The Gemara in Sanhedrin tells us the following. It's the Sanhedrin 94a, to those that want to look it up. Rav Papias said, it's a disgrace for Moshe and Bnei Yisrael that they didn't say Baruch about Hashem until Yisro arrived. And he said, Baruch es Hashem. What does that mean? The commentators asked, what was the big deal about the fact that Bnei Yisrael were not the first ones to use the word Baruch? And there was others that said Baruch before them, before Bnei Yisrael also. Like Noach, anyway. But when they had already said Shira, they sang Shira at the sea, which contained multiple phrases of praises for Hashem. This just didn't happen not long before this. And I would add another thing, that Shira was kind of Ruach HaKodesh. So they were kind of almost inspired, from heaven to say those things. So it wasn't saying Baruch Hashem on their own, okay? Just saying. The Zera Shimshon explains that Baruch is not just a phrase, a praise. It's something else entirely. There is an obligation for anyone who experienced a miracle to say Baruch Hashem, blessed is Hashem. And the Gemara teaches that if someone sees a place where miracles happen to Klal Yisrael, he has to say Baruch she'asa nisim b'makom hazeh. Praised is the one who did miracles. That's the Gaon in Parshat in 54a. So yes, even though the Jewish people did sing Shira to Hashem at the Yam Suf, and even though the Shira did include numerous praises to Hashem, they still hadn't fulfilled their obligation to say Baruch. They still needed to bless Hashem with the specific words Baruch Hashem. Now I'm going to quote from Rabbi Nachman Seltzer here a little bit because it's pertinent. Okay, showing hakaras hatov to those who do good to you is one of the cornerstones of what it means to be Jewish. First and foremost, it means that appreciating everything that Hashem does for us. As Yidden, we have so much to be thankful for Torah, mitzvahs, a life of meaning. Hashem deserves our thanks just for returning our neshamas to us in the morning and for giving us everything we need to get through the day. I once heard from Rabbi Chaim shall sein gesund und stark, that he used to say Mamoida ani many times a day. It does make sense to say this many times. And whenever you think when something happens good to you, say Mamoida ani lefanecha. Okay? But just as we need to give thanks to Hashem and show Him sincere hakaras hatov, we need to do the same to our parents and for the many people in our lives who go out of their way for us, not just because it's easy for them or it's for their benefit, but just because they care. All right, and I will end with that, and we will have a wonderful Shabbos. Mirz Hashem. Parshat Yisro is like a mini Kabbalah Torah. And when you listen to Hatzoras Dibros this week, have in mind that you're going to makabel a little bit of shavuos from this time and further. All right, we'll go into that later. Everybody have a wonderful Shabbos, Kol Tov.